Betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it comes from the people closest to you, the ones you laughed with, cried with, trusted with your soul. I never thought the worst night of my life would begin with a glass of juice, handed to me by the man married to my best friend. This is the story of how one horrifying choice shattered everything I thought I knew about friendship, safety, and love, and how I clawed my way back from it. What happened next changed everything I believed about myself, about trust, and about the darkness that hides behind familiar smiles. My name is Amanda. I was 34 when it happened. A single woman living quietly, working hard, and holding on to the last real bond one thought I could trust. My best friend, Claire. Claire and I had been inseparable since college. Vacations, heartbreaks, birthdays, we had survived them all together. When she married Eric, I supported her. Stood beside her in a lavender dress at her wedding. Gave her a toast filled with jokes, memories, and promises of lifelong sisterhood. But behind Eric's polished smile was something else. Something I never expected. Something that would turn my life into a story I never wanted to tell. It was a weekend get-together. Claire invited me to spend the night at their place. Wine, board games, old memories. Just like college, she said. Eric was warm and welcoming. Too warm, maybe. But I brushed it off. I trusted him. He was Claire's husband, after all. That night, Claire had a headache and went to bed early. Eric and I were left in the living room. "Want some juice?" he offered. "You've had enough wine." That glass changed everything. The first few sips were normal. Then the world began to blur. The lights shimmered strangely. My head started spinning. I laughed. At nothing. My legs felt too heavy to move. "Eric." I remember whispering. "I feel weird." He didn't panic. He smiled. That was the moment I knew something was wrong. Terribly, irreversibly wrong. I remember the couch. The weight of his body. His voice in my ear. I said no. I tried to move. I begged him to stop. But my limbs were rubber. My mind was fog. I couldn't scream. Couldn't fight. The person I had toasted at their wedding was hurting me. And the worst part? I didn't even remember all of it. I woke up in the guest room. My head was pounding. My clothes felt wrong. Eric made pancakes. Claire smiled like nothing had happened. I was trapped in a nightmare with no proof. No bruises. No witnesses. Just confusion and fear. And silence. Because who would believe me? I left early. He texted me later. "Let's not make this weird." We were both drunk. We weren't. I know I wasn't. I stayed silent. For weeks. I didn't tell Claire. I didn't tell anyone. I was ashamed. Not just of what happened, but that I let it happen in the house of my best friend. The emotional weight became unbearable. I stopped going to work. I ignored messages. I started questioning myself. Did I do something wrong? Did I give him any signals? My therapist later told me that victims often turn their anger inward. That guilt is a protective response. But at the time it felt like drowning. Took months. I avoided Claire. Dodged her calls. Finally she came to my apartment. And I broke. I told her. Everything. Her face turned pale. Then flushed red. Then blank. "I don't believe you," she said. And just like that I lost my friend. That rejection hurt even more than the night itself. I didn't just lose my safety. I lost the only person who could have helped me heal. But fate had other plans. 3 months later I received an anonymous email. Just 2 lines. "You're not the only one. I believed you. M." Attached was a screenshot. It was Eric. Texting someone vile, disgusting things. That led me down a rabbit hole. I found a woman named Morgan who had dated Eric briefly before he met Claire. She had been drugged too. She had gone to the police. But no charges were filed. Not enough evidence. Together we formed a support group, just 3 of us at first. Then 4. Then 7. It was happening more than anyone knew. We gathered stories. Screenshots. Messages. Social media posts. And then we found one woman who had been hospitalized. Traces of the drug had still been in her system. She filed a report. We followed. The police reopened the case. Eric was questioned. Claire still didn't speak to me, but I knew I was doing the right thing. For myself. And for every other woman. Eric denied everything. But evidence was mounting. Claire sat in the back row. She didn't look at me. The judge ruled in our favor. Eric was charged. Convicted. That day I walked out of court and cried. Not because justice was done, but because I finally felt heard. Healing isn't linear. Some days I felt whole. Others I felt shattered. But the women I met became my sisters. We shared our stories, our pain, our triumphs. We started an organization. Voices Unbroken. To help others speak. To prevent predators like Eric from hiding in plain sight. And eventually, Claire reached out. She apologized. She cried. And we hugged. It wasn't perfect, but it was closure. Today I live without shame. I am not what happened to me. I am what I chose to do after. Speak. Fight. Heal. Because silence protects predators. But stories protect survivors. And this is mine. If this story moved you, please share it. Speak up for those who haven't found their voice yet. Drop a comment if you've ever felt silenced or afraid. Your words matter. Your experience matters. For more real stories of survival and strength, subscribe to our channel. We are a community. And together we rise.